And thank you. That's excellent to hear how that process worked for you. You used existing resources like Money's CAP process and simply applied it, brought people together, and now you're mobilizing and energizing young adults to go out. Wonderful. Thanks be to God for that. Questions for Dr. Samuel?
Real quick, Dr. Samuel, probably, thank you for just very rich information you've shared. My name is Alan Daniel with Progress Bible. Just a curiosity, really question towards the end of your presentation, the people groups Ethiopia.org, beautiful site I'm looking at. Is that somehow kept in sync with peoplegroups.org? Is there like some a schedule for just keeping these two in sync? Just curious.
Well, actually, I was not able to understand your question, but this is just, people groups Ethiopia.org or org is it's something that we have come up with, and in fact we were able to share it with Joshua Project, IMB, and so forth. And the beauty of it is it's bilingual. It's in English as well as it's in Amharic also, the local language. So we made it accessible to local people. And in fact, we also plan to extend it to include other languages. And it's being used for prayer, in addition to mobilizing young people.
Thank you so much. Excellent resource. I really look forward to being able to use it, actually. Thank you.
Welcome.
Very good.
Thank you, Alan.
Althea?
Thank you so much for these resources. I'm actually working with Nosa Takura. She is directing the Unreached People Group, where children and families are praying for the unreached people groups. So one of the areas we do not have a representative is actually from the Horn of Africa that can help us mobilize children and families in the Horn of Africa to pray for the unreached people groups. And then your resources that you shared, I basically needed all of that so that we can mobilize globally other countries to pray for the Horn of Africa's unreached people groups.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Great.
So my question is, can you help us with pointing or directing to a person that would be willing to work with us to coordinate the mobilization of prayer for the unreached people groups in the Horn of Africa?
Good.
Yeah.
At least we have prayer, ministries that are praying regularly for Ethiopian unreached people groups. We still need to have a larger, vision, including the unreached people groups of the Horn of Africa, which is for us about 6. And we can help you to get connected with some that have ministry focusing on unreached people groups. I can write in the chat my mail, my email. That's what I'm going to do.
That sounds excellent. That's the kind of connections we're hoping will come out of this time together, of somebody saying, hey, I have a need, you might be able to answer it. And then going on after these meetings to pursue those inquiries. Excellent. Thank you, Althea. Dwayne.
For Samuel, did you find that the Ethiopian church was aware of the people groups of Ethiopia? Were they well aware of the diversity and the Certainly probably some majority groups, but did they have an awareness, or is that new to them?
It took some time to kind of embrace it, because, you know, when 2010, 29, you know, there were only few ministries and denominations that were focusing on unreached people groups. So in some places we were kind of had a pushback. In fact, when we talked to them about, hey, there are some people groups that are kind of need focus, need attention among you, and you're only focusing on people in the urban that are talking only Amharic or major language. There are some people that are over there that have different culture and language, and they will kind of you know, shrug off and say, you know, Amharic is much enough for every one of us, even those people that are there. And they felt that we came there to divide the church through in tribes and race and so forth. So it took some time. Like, for example, the research that we did in 2012 among the Hamu really opened their eyes. And they said, you know, from now on, we're going to be committed to reach the unreached people group that are in our region. So, you know, that's why I said data has this potentiality of, you know, if it's a strong fact and relevant and updated, I mean, relevant and valid, has the potentiality of mobilizing the church. So that's what we were able to see, mobilization of a large portion of the church. Now I could say that probably 30 to 50% of denominations and ministries are aware about the unreached people groups, and they have this you know, commitment, partially or totally, to reach them. That's a big stride for us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Laura?
Dr. Samuel, thank you so much for being here. It is just an honor and a blessing. So good to see you. Could you help us? I don't know how to ask this. There is some pushback here in the West amongst a lot of mission leaders saying the value of people group data is not really valid any longer. We're moving into different things. And could you help us formulate a counter to that mindset to help them better understand that it can be a both and versus an either or? I'd very appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I you know, the homogeneous, you know, focus that modern mission enterprise has embraced is something which is relevant, and the ethno-linguistic category is something that that will continue to exist, because everyone has this question: who am I? Even at late age, people tend to see back and go to their roots. That seems to be a universal question, either in Africa or anywhere. So that tend to kind of be watered down when people move to urban areas, which you know, people tend to you know, be categorized in socio-economic or other social strata and so forth. But you know, the majority in Africa are in rural people, villages and so forth. So this is very relevant for us, and I'm sure you know, even in urban areas, in Addis Ababa, for example, in some big cities, people tend to agree congregate in neighborhoods that have their own culture and language that kind of share that. And in Addis Ababa, we have places which we call in people groups name, like the Gofa Sefer or other places. So there you would find people from the Gofa people. And I'm sure there is, in some European or US, cities, I was able to go to Chinatown, and there is one in Los Angeles where there are an aggregate of Ethiopian people and so forth. So it may be at the national level, but yet the identity, really, goes along with people, even in urban as well as in village. So I would think that it's going to continue to be relevant for years to come. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Thank you so much.